Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Achiever Show. Thank you so much for being here. I am your host, Dr. Lakisha Simmons, and this May has been crazy. So this is our net worth update of my FIRE portfolio, and May has been bouncing around. The stock market has lost its mind, literally lost its mind. But as always, we keep ourselves in check because we know that in the long term, the stock market should rebound. In the past, it has always rebounded over time. So we just kind of keep ourselves sane, knowing that fact, right? So without any further ado, let me pull up my net worth chart so that we can look at this today. And as always, if you have what your particular strategy is on FIRE, if you plan to lean FIRE and not work at all and just live really lean, or if you want to, as they call it, barista FIRE, where you're still working part-time so that you can pay for health insurance or things like that. No matter what your strategy is, you just got to make sure you have one and you stick to it. So this is May, and I do have a cohort of women in the Wealthy Achiever program, and we're actually in our last week. So May, the last week of May, this is our last meeting. And the women have gone through this process of really learning how to budget and reduce their expenses. That was week 1. Week 2, they go through the process of learning all about those types of accounts I just showed you or just talked to you about. all 5 of those accounts, plus so many more accounts that you can use for retirement savings. And then in week 3, we talked about investing. What is the stock market? How does it work? What should you invest in? Or what did I invest in, rather? And now week 4, we're summing it all up and we are celebrating. We're celebrating our accomplishments. So many people have started investing this month, as you can imagine, because the stock market in a downtrend, for those who are want to retire in, say, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, this is a great time to get in because the stock market is down almost to, let's see, back to January of 2021, I believe. So over a year's worth of gains really have been wiped. Wiped. But remember that you haven't lost anything until you sell. So the women in the Wealthy Achiever program know that. They know that, hey, even though it's down, if I have a fully funded emergency fund to lean on, so if anything happens, I lose my job, I can still live for months without needing this money that I'm investing. They know that the money that they are investing is that it's an investment that they want to grow over the long term. So that is the Wealthy Achiever program. So I'm so happy to hear some of the stories. One woman just emailed me today and said that she has started investing for the first time. She's rolled over all of those 401ks that are sitting at old jobs. She's rolled those over into her own traditional IRA and an investment account. And she, for the first time, purchased her own stocks, her own ETFs. And she had never done that before. And she told me just how gratifying that felt. And she felt so accomplished. She was able to do something for her future. So I say all that to say that even though the stock market is down, there's a silver lining there. If you know you're not retiring next year, you're not retiring in 2 years, then you have an opportunity to make those investments that you maybe have never made before. So I'm still holding on to hope and faith that the stock market will rebound sooner rather than later. The average bear market lasts a little under a year. So hopefully, even if we do fall into that bear market territory, we won't be in it for very long. All right. So I'm going to take some questions, a viewer question. And one of the questions that someone has asked is, what is a bear market? What is a bull? I hear bull and I hear bear. What is that? Well, let me break that down to you. A bull market, if you can imagine what a bull looks like, and bulls are usually rearing towards you, right? They're raging towards you. They're coming. They're not afraid, and they're just going. So a bull market is simply that, where the market is going up. It has nothing stopping it, and it is just going up, 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 up. And a bear market is the complete opposite. So if you think about a bear, even though bears can be kind of scary too, but they move a little slower sometimes and they kind of can retreat, they hibernate, right? So the bear market is when it's kind of pulling back, as they call the stock market right now, it's pulling back. So even though it made these highs, it's starting to retreat. So we call that a bear market. And bear markets, as I said, they can last 6 months, 8 months, typically under a year under a year. So we could be in this space for a bit. Hopefully, we won't see a huge drop to continue throughout the year. But that could happen. We can't predict the stock market. But what we do know is long term, right? A long-term strategy usually will work itself out. Obviously, this is not advice. I'm not telling you what to invest in or how to invest, but I'm just giving you a little bit of the background knowledge on the stock market. So be sure to tune in next time for my net worth update so that we can discuss where I am at that point. I hope that you also are taking good notes and creating your own monthly update. What is your current net worth? Do you know? Well, Personal Capital, which is a company that I do work with, they have a free calculator that calculates your net worth for you. So if you haven't used that, because that's exactly what I use to do this this net worth update, I simply go to my Personal Capital dashboard. It's an app on my phone. It's so easy to use, and it automatically will calculate my net worth for me, and it shows me my investments accounts in one quick dashboard. As you can kind of see, quick little dashboard there gives me a nice chart, a nice graph, and I know where I stand at any given time. So if you haven't downloaded that, definitely check that out. You can get the link on my website. You can get the link here at the bottom of the YouTube video or in this podcast episode. So you definitely want to keep up and track your net worth every month like I do, so you can make sure that you're on track for your financial independence journey. All right. So I will answer more questions in the chat, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.